calls for action, and now, nip it in the bud.
Michelle Pfeiffer? The only true Catwoman is Julie Newmar, Lee Merriweather, or Eartha Kitt. And I didn't need molded plastic to improve my physique. Pure West.
Good morning, angels.
Good morning, Charlie.
I love it when a plan comes together.
It's time. Let's talk about music, movies, and mostly television from the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. You know, the good stuff.
Buns!
Hi, Pinky. How you?
It's the love story that shook the world.
I love her?
There's drama, action, and romance. Fonzie loves Pinky right after Happy Days.
Hey! It's a Sunday. My name's Dave Sundstrom, and welcome to a rather impromptu ad hoc version of The Good Stuff Live. You know, if you enjoy talking about music, movies, mostly TV from the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, then hey, why not hang out with me for the next hour or so? Let's see who's here. We've got a bunch of people already in the live stream. Michael Rochester's here. He says, I loved Kathy Silvers from the show. And Spike, superfan Spike Spikerson is here as well. Hey, buddy. Robert Just a Fan says, I always loved it when he said Pure West. Yeah, and you know what? I've got my Pure West t-shirt on today. The man didn't need molded plastic to improve his physique. He was Pure West. You can pick up a Pure West t-shirt. There's a link below any of my videos if you're interested. Robert Just a Fan, good to have you here. Linda Knowles, good to have you here as well. Dragon King says, how about leather? Yeah, how about leather? We need to do a video on her as well. Love Susie Quattro, and don't worry, that video will happen in the not too distant future. Michael Rochester says Pinky had 70s hair in a show about the 50s. I'd say her entire wardrobe really didn't fit in the 50s. John H., good to have you here. Yeah, it's a surprise live stream for me. I ended up having an extra hour in my day today, and so I decided to get on and hang out with folks who like talking about, well, my favorite topic, music, movies, and television. Hey, Matthew Sweeney, good to have you here. Glad you're waving hi at us. Hi, Kristen, good to have you here. Injured table tennis player, hello. Be careful, that's sport, man. That is a full contact sport. James Bodnerchuk, welcome. You betcha, Ken. Always happy to be able to throw out bonus stream out there when time permits. Leather was awesome. Awfully great, I was going to say. John H., yeah, and I'm not going to be live this Wednesday either. Well, I will be, but I'm not going to be live in the same way that you guys, those that hit my live streams on Wednesdays, expect. I am going to be hanging out with my buddy Pat McCormick, and let me do this really quick. He is going to have his very first live stream, and we're going to be talking about the Brady Bunch, all things Brady's, and we'll probably be talking a little bit about the new podcast that Barry Williams and Christopher Knight have called The Real Brady Bros. Really excited to talk more about that with him on Wednesday. So let's get back to the comments here. Eric Wahlberg, good to have you here with us as well. Kevin Hawthorne, hello. Hey, Justin, good to have you with us as well. Always a treat to be able to see comments from my buddy Justin over in California. I'm one who ate for you. Looking forward to doing the leather video and the Malachi Crunch. Yes, true drama. Doesn't get any better than that. John H. says that Happy Days was a 70s, 50s show as far as I've read. Yeah, there was definitely I'd say the first couple of seasons, it stayed true to the time period that it was in. And then afterwards, wardrobe, all sorts of things, haircuts, hairstyles, all that stuff kind of just went out the window. Moab's good to have you here with us as well. Robert, just a fan, said, I thought Pinky and Leather were the same person. No. Sisters, played by different actresses. Pinky was Roz Kelly. Leather was Susie Quattro. James Bodnerchuk says, I actually met Henry Winkler, beautiful human being. That's what I've heard as well. James says, I had the Fonz action figure when I was a kid. I wanted the Fonz action figure when I was a kid. Zoom, welcome to the live stream. Says, I went to high school with Marion Ross's nephew. Alex Ross thought he was pulling my leg, but he was telling the truth. How cool is that? John H. says, I can only claim to have seen Henry Winkler once. I was at a Hollywood Squares taping during its last season and saw him on stage. That's awesome, John. He was producing the show by then. Susan S., you're actually just on time. This is a surprise live stream. I had no plans on doing one today, but I'm not doing one on Wednesday. I will be participating one, but not over on my channel. It'll be on Pat McCormick's Golden Rage of TV channel. It'll be his very first live stream. Raja 1938 says, Sunday live stream, surprise, surprise, surprise. It's a treat. I'm happy to be able to do it. Superfan Superplex says, hey, everybody. And Superfan Blackadder, my friend Justin, says, Christopher Knight had a cameo in the Brady Bunch movie. Indeed, he did. Robert, just a fan, said, hit the 23 like. Nice. Good to see that we're getting some thumbs up. Appreciate that. Now we're at 25. Tim the Enchanter, welcome. Superfan Spike Spikerson saying hello to everybody, being nice and friendly. Good job. Robert, just a fan, says, Alex Ross, the artist, I suspect not. I have not heard that Alex Ross, the artist, is Marion Ross's son, so I think they're probably different Alexes. Yes, Superplex. I'm super excited for Pat and super excited to be able to participate in his live stream on Wednesday. Mobile Armored Strike Command says, my all-time favorite episode was when the Fonz asked God to repair Richie and then breaks down, shows him being so humble. Yeah. I actually don't remember that particular episode, but it sounds like an episode that Henry Winkler could really bring home. Ken Murphy says, did anyone else have the Happy Days board game? I did not have that one. I remember it, though. John H. says, I'll be sure to be on Pat's live stream. Yes, please be sure. I think it will be at exactly the same time that I do mine on Wednesdays. That would be 8:30 p.m. Eastern, I believe. J. Robert Sergertson says, Dave, are you you're on a Happy Days kick lately? Yes. Spike, Pinky, Erin Moran, but no Ralph Malph. Well, the Erin Moran one is an old one during a prior Happy Days kick. As a matter of fact, we'll show that Erin Moran video in just a moment while we're still gathering here. What we'll do is we'll watch a couple of videos. We're going to watch an intro, just kind of a really quick video about Happy Days. And then as we continue to talk, we'll watch one about Erin Moran and then another about Linda Goodfriend, who played Richie's wife, girlfriend's then wife. That should be fun. But we'll get to Donnie Most. Don't you worry. We'll get to Donnie Most. Hey, Mike Silva, good to have you here. Hey, Dave. Yeah, Pat is a TV star. He was a regular on General Hospital for quite a while. Part of the band on the show. Smash Milk says, good God, I thought you were going to tell me Mr. Winkler had died. Nope, no, sir. No one's died recently, not said, at least to my knowledge, no one like major television star from the periods that I cover on my channel since Howard Hesseman. Hopefully I'm right. Hate to have missed somebody, but no, Henry's still with us. Mike, enjoy your time with family. That is extremely important. Hi, Georgia. Good to have you here with us. John H. says, I read Marion Ross's bio and she mentioned a brother named Gordon. That's probably Alex's father. Probably. Has anyone seen Chuck? Well, I'll tell you what, let's stop right there. We'll talk. I don't know if we'll talk much about Chuck, but you'll see him in a couple of the images. And then we'll come back and visit some more in terms of the comments. Let's go right over here and there it is.
During the mid to late 70s, Happy Days was the king of all situation comedies, and it was one of my favorite shows on TV. You know, the 50s were only 20 years removed back then from present day, but to me, life with the Cunningham family seemed like a completely different world. I think this TV guide ad for the very first episode said it best. The 50s were filled with innocence and the promise of even better days to come. As much as I loved the Cunningham family, I idolized the Fonz. Well, for at least the first few seasons. I really thought he was about as cool as you could get. He passed the TV Guide and Dynamite magazine test, as he was on the cover at least twice for both magazines, actually with TV Guide many more times.
While the show just wasn't the same after Ron Howard left, I still enjoyed it and hoped for the best for each cast member. After all, Ron Howard had gone on to great success with movies like Willow, and I don't care what anyone says about Solo. I enjoyed the heck out of that movie.
So that's it. And let me know what you think in the comments section, and while you're at it, on the thumbs up and subscribe buttons. I talk about music, movies, and television on my channel, mostly from the 60s, 70s, and 80s. You know, the good stuff. But most importantly, and as always, thank you so much for watching.
All right. So Dragon King says you should do some more Walton's videos. Yeah, I've done one on Michael Learned, and I think that's it so far. I need to do more. You're absolutely right. Let's see. Yeah, we need to be careful. Totally agree, Bogart fan, and welcome to the live stream. Mayor Greenblatt says, hey, Dave, I really enjoy your videos. Thanks for all the great memories. Hey, thanks for being part of the community. I'm glad you enjoy the videos. Cheers to you, good sir. Super fan. Superplex says, Marion Ross must be very near in her 90s. I think so. Let's see. Dutchmaster 1911 says, I adore the first 2 seasons of Happy Days, but after that, yeah, it did go downhill. There's very few people that would argue that fact, I think. All right. Square One TV was great. I'm not sure I know what Square One TV is. Mike Silva says, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. It's a beautiful day for a neighbor. Sure is indeed. All right. John Collins, a super chat. Thank you, good sir. That's very kind of you to do on a Sunday. He says, hello, Dave. Thank you so much for doing these live streams. They really do bring a lot of joy and companionship to many. It's much appreciated. Well, I look forward to doing them, John. I got to tell you, they're a lot of fun for me. And I have been kind of down a little bit because I wasn't able to do one last Wednesday. And then I didn't think I was going to be able to do one today, so I didn't schedule it. That's why this one is a surprise live stream. But here we are. I was able to pull it off, and for that, I'm very grateful. Like I said to folks earlier, we won't be having the traditional live stream on Wednesday. We'll be hanging out over on Pat's live stream at the same time, so I'm encouraging everybody. I'll post something to the community section. But I'm encouraging everybody to head on over there on Wednesday evening, and you can hang out with me and Pat McCormick over on his channel as we talk about the Brady Bunch. Should be a really great time. Pat McCormick's very first live stream. Kind of a monumentous event, if you ask me. All right. So anyway, thank you, John. I need to throw a little video love your way for that, my friend. Let's do... I really got to build that Betty White video. You've asked for it, and I haven't got it done yet. I've been lazy. So we'll throw you, we'll do a little Archie and then a little Dr. Detroit. Who knew Archie could dance like that?
Hey, look.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for your support, John. And for those folks who quickly saw it, we had the late, great Howard Hesseman in that clip as well. Dr. Detroit, a truly fun movie. Nothing monumental about it, but a lot of fun. I've got another super chat I'm going to quickly jump to. This one's from Larry Potter. It's just a sticker, but wow, what a generous super sticker. Thank you so much, Larry. Truly appreciated. Truly, truly appreciated. Let me see what I can do for you here, buddy. Oh boy, Little Knight Rider, and then we'll go with some Gomer.
Really, some people are simply too much.
You are indeed too much, Larry.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you so much for your support. It really means a lot to me. I love your comments, by the way. And the other day you said something about, well, you disagreed with me about something, whether I think it was just about liking a show or a particular character. I can't remember the specifics of the comment right now, but I hope you never, ever feel hesitant to disagree with me. I love the discourse. I love talking about it. And I recognize that not everybody is going to love things the way that I do. You're not all going to love the same exact characters that I do, the same TV shows. And that's part of the fun. That's part of the fun about having a channel where I can throw a video out. By the way, my next one is going to be on Larry Wilcox and Eric Estrada from Chips. Do I have an image of that? Hang on a second. Let me see if I have that. And you know what? I don't expect everyone to completely agree with me. Here it is. Yeah, Larry Wilcox and his relationship with Eric Estrada. Anyway, I don't expect everybody to agree with me. Super fans are seeing that right now. It'll be live tomorrow for everybody when it debuts, when I publish it. But I'm interested in hearing your opinion, what you think about that. And don't ever feel like you have to completely agree with what I'm saying. Quite frankly, I often prefer it when people don't. So thank you for all you do and for your support in the community. All right, let's keep rolling here. Let me go back a little bit. And let's see. Oh, John, you caught with the missing poster for Chuck in that little video. Loved it. Yep, awesome. Pamela Mays, welcome to the live stream, says a good series finality plot twist would have been having Chuck show up. Yes, why? Why did they have Chuck show up? I just, it boggles my mind. I mean, they could have gotten any one of those. There were 3 actors, actually, but 2 actors on the show and then one in the pilot that played Chuck. But why didn't they? Oh, man. J. Robert Sergetson says, looking forward to the Donnie Most video. Yeah, I'm kind of hoping at some point I finagle an interview with Donnie Most. I hear he's super cool, and I would love to be able to pull that one off. Don't know where you're going here with Mike, or here with this comment, Mike. You always crack me up, dude. Superfan Superplex says, when Ron Howard left Happy Days, it really did jump the shark. When Ron Howard left, then we had Donnie Most leave. Yeah. Blachu Bear says, Tuesday nights back in the 70s was Happy Days, Laverne and Shirley, and Three's Company was an event. Yeah, Tuesdays were just, there was a point where I just felt like everything good was on ABC. And a lot of it had to do with that Tuesday night lineup. Wasn't Taxi on Tuesdays at some point too, if I remember correctly? Marion Ross is 93. Nicely done. Nicely done. You're a good man, Larry. John H. says, Happy Days jumped the shark. Yep, it did. Literally. And I agree, way too early. It could have, it was the 5th season, the premiere of the 5th season where Fonzie jumped the shark, but didn't have to be that way. It could have lasted another year or 2. But really, the first 2 seasons, before they went to the more of a stage type setting, the multicam stage setting, before the live audience. Yeah, before the live audience. Who is my favorite owner of Al's Diner? It has to be Arnold, when it was Arnold's. Yeah, Pat Morita is phenomenal. Lifetime Mike says, love the videos. How about some updates on semi-recurring characters like Styx the drummer and Bag of the Demons? I'd really like to do something in particular on Bag of the Demons. I liked that character. He was a lot of fun. I still remember that episode where there was the bet. And there was the episode with Maureen McCormick in it, and they do the drag racing. And the guys bet that they can hook up with some girls before midnight and bag. Whoever loses, the bet's with Bag, but whoever loses has to run through Arnold's in their underwear. It's just a fun episode. All right. Good afternoon, Kenneth. Glad you're able to join us. Square One TV was to math what Electric Company was to reading. Okay. I never watched that show. Thanks for the kind words, John. I appreciate being able to hit the stream today. It's a surprise live stream. I really wasn't planning on doing one today. But let's keep rolling here. I'm falling a little bit behind in the comments, so I'm going to go fast here. Todd says, Happy Days game is cool. Awesome. James says, the episode where Richie and Potsy go to Potsy's cousin Stag. I remember that was hilarious, truly. Superfan Superplex says, Happy Days shifted to a live studio audience because of the popularity of All in the Family. Justin says, that was the Lionel Dates a White Girl episode. Okay, that must have been conversation that I missed earlier. Here's what I'm going to do. Ravenscroft82 says, Hey, Dave, love the channel. We sure share a lot of taste in the 70s stuff, including Bigfoot, Land of the Lost. Can you do shows on the 70s TV movies and the shared universe of the 70s ABC shows? I'll add those to my potential topics list. They're great suggestions. We must be talking about Pinky Tuscadero there. Okay. Hey, it's Danny Staten. Good to have you here, buddy. One of my favorite people. Folks, click on any one of Danny's links. You can click on the Daily Dan's The Good Stuff. My favorite one is Daily Dan's blog, where he does comic book reviews and searches for Bigfoot, but they're all great. Danny's got multiple channels, and he's really a heck of a wonderful person. So thanks so much for joining. Surprise live stream, so you're not late for anything. Matter of fact, you're right on time. I'm going to stop right here. We're going to watch a little video on Erin Moran. I'll keep going, scrolling through the comments, and then I'll be back in about 3.5-4 minutes. Let's see. Where is that? Here it is. Or is it? There it is. If you watched TV as much as I did in the 70s and 80s, then this young lady should be really familiar to you. Yep, it's Joni Cunningham. Erin Moran. For 11 seasons, Erin was a cast member on one of my favorite TV shows, Happy Days, which was a nostalgic look back at life in the 50s, and then later on as the show progressed, the early 60s. And for those of us who watched all 11 seasons, we saw Erin grow up in front of us. Yep, right before our very eyes, Richie's little sister turned into a real beauty. We even watched her fall in love, both on-screen and off-screen it turns out, with her castmate Scott Baio. And the two characters were spun off into their own TV show, Joni Loves Chachi, which lasted for a couple of seasons. I was actually a big fan of that show as well, so much so that I bought the novelization. And I got the issue of Dynamite magazine that featured them on the cover. I also remember Erin in a little sci-fi flick called Galaxy of Terror. This was definitely a B-movie at best, but it was cool to see Erin take on a different kind of role. Truthfully, at this point, I thought the sky was the limit for her. After Galaxy of Terror, Erin continued to act in Happy Days until the show's conclusion in 1984. While the show just wasn't the same after Ron Howard left, I still enjoyed it and hoped for the best for each cast member. After all, Ron Howard had gone on to great success with movies like Willow, and I don't care what anyone says about Solo, I enjoyed the heck out of that movie. But after Happy Days ended, Erin just pretty much disappeared. Sure, there was the occasional guest starring roles on shows like Murder, She Wrote and Diagnosis Murder, but for the most part, unless Erin was appearing as herself, opportunities were not presenting themselves to her. And in the early 90s, while the rest of the Happy Days cast appeared on a reunion special, Erin was a no-show, and instead made an appearance on the Maury Povich show to explain why. I'm making a few presumptions here, but it certainly seems like this might have been a low point for Erin. It was clear that she wasn't happy and that she missed her TV family. She was on her first marriage to a guy named Rocky, and, well, everything just seemed a little bit off. It didn't help that the press seemed to revel in sharing unflattering photos of Erin. These usually accompanied stories about how the actress's marriage had failed and that she was hard partying and difficult to get along with. End of the day, I don't think they really knew what was going on with her. Life can be difficult sometimes, especially when you spend so much of your youth in front of a camera, scrutinized by all of America. What I do know is that in 1992, Erin met this guy. His name is Steve, and they would marry and remain so for 25 years. That is quite an accomplishment for anyone. During that quarter century, there were good times,
And there were bad times. Ups and downs. We all have them. From everything that I've read, things weren't always perfect, but they were there for each other. Always. Steve and Erin were a team. During that time, Erin would make occasional appearances at nostalgia-based events, and I've got to believe really enjoyed visiting with the fans. I would have loved to have visited with her, maybe got her autograph, thanked her for years of entertainment that she and her castmates provided me. Also, rumors that she was estranged from her fellow Happy Days cast members were exactly that, rumors. I know that because she was there when Marion Ross got her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And she was also there to celebrate Happy Days' 30th reunion. Yep, things weren't as bad as many would have you believe. Of course things weren't perfect, but life seldom is. Which brings us to Erin's death in 2017. Of course, initial reports speculated that it was due to Erin's hard life. But the reality is that Erin's cause of death was stage 4 throat cancer. Erin's husband Steve sent a message to Scott Baio asking him to share it on his Facebook page. In the open letter, he talks about Erin's discovery that she was ill and her brave final days. She passed away holding Steve's hand, being comforted by the man that she loved. And Erin's castmates reunited days later to pay tribute to her at a memorial. I love this picture. You can actually see the love, the affection that they have for Erin in their eyes. And Scott Baio's hashtag says it all. They had reunited to celebrate Erin's life, a life full of twists and turns. It may not have been the picture-perfect life that Erin would have mapped out for herself, but it wasn't the life that the tabloids would have you believe either. End of the day, it was a real, authentic life, not some made-up TV show. The kind of life that we all live. We just don't have to worry about cameras catching us during our worst moments instead of our best. So that's it. One more picture. Let's go with this one. If you ask me, Erin's smile was her greatest asset. And that smile right here is one of her absolute best. Alright, now it's your turn. Please share your memories in the comments section. And while you're at it, I'd love a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. And I'd be absolutely honored if you would consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. I talk about music, movies, and television, mostly from the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. You know, the good stuff. But most importantly, and as always, thank you so much for watching.
Hey, so many great comments, and I'll talk about some of them here in just a moment. But first off, I have to say thank you again to Larry Potter, who said, yes, the conversation we were having in the comment section was about Kathmandu. And that's an episode I haven't seen. Apparently, it was a one-time episode, and there had been conversation, I think, at least if I remember this correctly, Larry, the conversation around potentially spinning off Kathmandu into her own show. And I haven't seen that one, or if I have, it's been so long ago that I just have no recollection of it. So I do need to track it down. And if I do, who knows, Larry? I'm always looking for new material for my videos. And I love to cover topics that are somewhat unknown to folks. So thanks again for the great comment, the great suggestion, and for the very generous super chats this afternoon. Let me throw a little love your way because I do appreciate you, and you are truly a super special member of my community.
You are special.
Indeed you are. Indeed you are, Larry. Thanks again, buddy. Appreciate it. All right. Let's see. Comments. John Collin, you asked about Cobra Kai. I think each season of Cobra Kai has been awesome, but I think Cobra Kai season 4, the one that just we barely had, might be my favorite of all, at least since the first season. So really liked it an awful lot. I just love watching both Johnny and Daniel together. The actors are great. It's just a lot of fun. You also asked, John, about my first live stream. The first one was just kind of like me turning on the camera and saying hello, and didn't have any of this stuff, and the videos and showing comments on screen, all that stuff. I had no clue how to do. It was just a chance for me to practice and learn. And yeah, it's still there. If you dig, go back and look at my videos and go to the live section. You'll find it. Let's see. Justin, you asked about Joyce Heiser. If I'm, she's promised me an interview, but we haven't been able to connect on it yet. And Spike, you said that you watched Bubba Hotep the other day. Awesome. I'm glad you have. Yeah, it's an odd one. I love Bruce Campbell, though, and I love the director's Don Coscarelli. I love his movies. Okay. So I think that's it in terms of the comments that I wanted to get back and mention. Let's look some more here at what we got going on with the comments. Cindy says, I thought that this is referring to Erin Moran. I thought the coverage of her death was horrendous, accusing her of a drug OD before anyone could tell the truth. Super sad. Family member tried to grab your phone. 3 years old. Be careful there. Be careful there, Mike. Yes, folks, give this video a thumbs up if you're enjoying it. This live stream, a thumbs up.
Hey folks, if you're enjoying this live stream, be like the Fonz and give it a thumbs up. Hey.
Hey, superfan Miles High is here. Loved Happy Days, you and me both, buddy. Thomas Camp says, from being a millionaire to living in a trailer. Absolutely true. Starlin C says, hey, Dave, love the videos. Thanks so much. I appreciate your kind words. I'm glad you're enjoying them, Starlin. Superfan Zuperflex says, Hollywood can be a very eviscerating experience. Absolutely. Hey, talk to you later, Mike. Have a good one, buddy. Definitely sad. Cindy D says, hello, everyone, and Dave, just popping on my way to work. Well, have a good day at work. Yeah, have a good day at work, Cindy D. Superfan Miles High says, loved Erin's beautiful smile, as did I. Yeah, Catmandu's new to me, too. I'm excited to see that episode and kind of try to figure out what Larry's talking about there. Let's see. Hang in there, Cindy. James Boddencheck said, love the early episodes with Joni Erin sporting her Mouseketeer's hat. Yes, so did I. That's when she truly was shortcake. Terrell Eugene Bellinger says, would you please consider doing a video on Heather O'Rourke? Yes, I have plans on doing that. I worry because a lot of folks go down the dark side on that one, and it's truly tragic. Heather, I think my brother is actually on his channel, has done a video about Heather or the poltergeist curse. Of course, Heather passed away at a very young age, and she was on Happy Days, but there's a ton of weird rumors going around in terms of Heather and Henry Winkler that are not substantiated, are not true to the best of my knowledge, and I hate to have to fend off a bunch of really weird comments, but Terrell, it's a suggestion that I have considered, and I probably will do one on it in the future. Pamela says, Richie left Milwaukee for Hollywood to become a screenwriter. Talk about art imitating life. Ron's not only a screenwriter, but a producer and a director, and a very, very talented one at that. Yes, Mr. Rogers was indeed an outstanding man, and good to hear I was right. I remembered Taxi being on Tuesday nights. At least I did. Okay. Mask says, Catmandu was portrayed by the gorgeous Deborah Pratt of Airwolf. I've got to check that out. And Superfan Zuper says, I remember watching the Mickey Mouse Club in repeats in the 60s, and not sure what this is about, but Superfan Lance Chaffin says, and too close for comfort. You know what? You can add that comment to almost anything, and too close for comfort. Maximus Prime says, Happy Days is the first show I can remember watching in my earliest memories. I want to do a video on Donna Pescow and Angie. Angie's one of those shows where it's just weird to me that it was such a big hit during its first season, and then it was canceled after its second. It doesn't make sense to me how it could go from being so popular and doing so well in the ratings to not as well the second season. But I need to think about that, and I do need to do a video. You know, I stood next to Danny Bonaducci in Seattle at the airport there, and I wussed out. It's one of those moments I regret, but it was before I did the YouTube channel. This was probably 2016-ish, and I said nothing to him. Just gave the man his privacy. But I thought it was really cool that I was standing right next to Danny Bonaducci. We're at the airport in one of those airport trains that take you from one building to the other. Yes, you gotta love Bruce Campbell, and Bubba Hotep is as strange as they come when it comes to movies. Kenneth Wilkinson says, I was watching a match game live stream and there was someone named Cindy D. Huh, awesome. Maximus Prime says, I like the character Chotzi, but can't stand the man Scott Baio. That's one of those things where, you know what? Scott's pretty vocal in terms of his politics, and when it comes to politics, I try to separate their work as an actor versus their politics. And I can still enjoy the work. I can still enjoy their characters. So it sounds like you can as well. But it doesn't mean I always agree with the politics, whether it's right or left. And I'm very centrist. Sometimes I agree with them. Sometimes I don't. But I just try to separate the man from the characters that they play. All right. Chuck Finlay forever, says Spike Spikerson. Pamela May says, maybe someday you can do a video about Nancy Walker. Maybe. I need to. It's not a maybe. I need to. Great suggestion, Pamela. Let's see. Let's do this. I want to do one more video. Let's do a video on Linda Goodfriend, and I'll read some more comments, kind of put them on the screen, and then I'll come back and address a few of them. Then we'll play a little trivia before we call this thing, put an end to it. Not that we need to put an end to it. That makes it sound like it's horrible and it's dying an awful death. No, before it's over. All right, let's see. Where do we go? Here we go. Want to find my video on Linda Goodfriend. Here it is. During the mid-70s, I thought that Happy Days was one of the best programs on TV here in the United States. Everything about it was great. Especially that one time when Fonzie jumped over the shark. Oh, wait, that wasn't all that great after all. But even though Lori Beth Allen, as played by the lovely Linda Goodfriend, showed up in the same season as the Fonz's notorious water skiing incident, I think it's still fair to say that her arrival was a very good thing. So whatever happened to Linda? In this video, I'll answer that question as well as talk briefly about her career. But before we get any further, let me introduce myself. My name is Dave Sundstrom, and I like to think of myself as something of a pop culture historian, especially when it comes to music, movies, and television. Simply put, I love talking about this stuff. Alright, with that said, let's get rolling. Linda really accomplished a pretty darn difficult task. By the time the 5th season of Happy Days rolled around, Gary Marshall and the rest of the team responsible for producing the show, well, they knew that Richie needed a steady girlfriend. Someone that he could potentially marry later on during the show's run. They also knew that because Richie was so beloved by TV audiences that whoever they found had to be just the perfect match. The actress would not only have to have on-screen chemistry with Ron Howard, but she would also need to win over the millions of Happy Days fans that were out there. And you know what? Linda did it. She pulled it off. She was absolutely perfect. Of course, I remember Linda as Sunshine from the failed Happy Days spin-off Blansky's Beauties. I know a lot of folks like Karen Kay from that show, but I've always thought that Linda was the best thing that this failed Nancy Walker-led sitcom had going for it. Anyway, getting back to Happy Days, Richie and Lori Beth do end up getting married over the phone of all things during season 8 if I remember correctly, and for the next couple of seasons, Linda was a regular cast member on the show. After not making any appearances during season 10, at least any that I can remember, Linda did return during the show's 11th and final season. During the early 80s, along with Happy Days, Linda found work on shows like The Love Boat and Fantasy Island. But after Happy Days left the air, well, I've got to admit that I pretty much lost track of her. Every once in a while, Linda would show up in a movie. At least that's what Linda's filmography says, because if I'm being truthful, I don't remember her in any of these films, which were all, by the way, directed by Gary Marshall. I'm sure I'd recognize her if I watched any of these movies again, but the only one at this point that I'm tempted to go back and rewatch is Nothing in Common. Just to see Hanks and Gleason together again. What a great pairing that was. Alright, getting back to Linda. Really, beyond the movies I just mentioned, there's not much in her filmography. So what happened? Where did she go? As I started doing my research, I stumbled across an article from 1986 that gave me a clue.
In that article, Linda talked about how she had developed a love for coaching others. Quoting Linda here, she said, "Teaching is a very powerful thing. I feel that I'm using everything I've learned in 20 years in performing and in classes. Being able to direct and teach and mold and change people and help them get to another level and learn how to express themselves and to see this wonderful, exciting person emerge is very satisfying." End quote. In that same article, she also talked about raising her daughter after being separated from her husband. I've got to say, it's a fascinating article, and it's out there on the web if you want to read it. Just Google Linda's name and Los Angeles Times. 35 years later, Linda continues to be a coach as the acting chair at the New York Film Academy. Going back to that Los Angeles Times article, in it, Linda alluded to the fact that she wanted a career that would push her beyond roles that had her saying lines like, "Hi, Richie," or "That's cool, Fonzie." And you know what? Mission accomplished. One more thing. Did you know that Linda was responsible for Robin Williams landing a certain breakout TV role? According to her, she and Williams were in an improv class together, and when Happy Days was having trouble casting a weird alien character named Morg, Linda told the producers about Williams and his wild and hysterical performances during their improv class, and because of her recommendation, they brought Robin in for an audition, and the rest is television history. Alright, that's probably enough for today. In a nutshell, Linda isn't doing much acting on TV or in movies anymore, but truth be told, this lady is living her dream. And I gotta say, it doesn't get much better than that. Okay, now it's your turn. Did you like Linda's character on Happy Days? Share your memories in the comments section. While you're at it, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And what the heck, why not consider subscribing to the channel? I talk about music, movies, and mostly television from the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. You know, the good stuff. But most importantly, and as always, thank you so much for watching.
Okay. A couple of quick comments. Starland says, "A thing I would like to see a video on is Buck Rogers in the 25th century, or one on Gil Gerard." Starland, just type in the YouTube search box Dave Sundstrom and Buck Rogers. You will find a bunch of Buck Rogers videos. I've done at least 4 or 5 over the past couple of years. And then let me know what you think. Make sure to comment. All right, there's also was a super chat or a super sticker I wanted to get to. This guy named Kevin Connor. I'll tell you, I truly appreciate the support. He's one of those guys that when I post a non-surprise live stream, he will throw a super sticker out there even before the live stream starts to show his support. And I got to tell you, Kevin, truly appreciated. Thank you so much for doing that. Not always necessary, by the way. It's never necessary. What am I saying? It's never necessary, but it's always appreciated. And no one deserves Lawrence Welk more than you, my friend. So you're getting a double shot of Lawrence right now.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's the nicest thing that anyone's ever done for me.
Wait, there's more.
Thank you very, very, very much.
Good times. Good times with old Lawrence Welk. And thank you, Kevin Connor. You're a good man. Holy cow, we do have another super chat. Let me get to that real quick, and then let's play some trivia here. John Collins said, "Dave, here's an interesting question. If you can have a dinner party with one person from the 60s, one person from the 70s, and one person from the 80s, who's there?" Okay, so it's going to be, these are people that don't have to be alive anymore, right? So the 60s, it would be between Andy Griffith and Adam West. But I'm going to go with Adam West because I hear he's a more pleasant person to visit with. I've actually visited very briefly with Adam West once when he came to Weber State University here in Ogden, Utah. I hear Andy, as much as I love his show and I'm a big fan of Andy Griffith, I heard he could be somewhat curmudgeonly. So it's Andy Griffith from the 60s. From the 70s, it would likely be Ron Howard. I just truly impressed with the man, his work. And then the 80s, that gets a little more difficult. Who would I go with from the 80s? Oh, man, that's tough. He's gone now, and it was 70s and 80s, but I'll throw him in the 80s because there was a number of shows that he was in, and one of them was Hooperman, which I really loved in the 80s, and that would be John Ritter. So I'm going to count him as my 80s actor. So there you go, Adam West, Ron Howard, and John Ritter. And if I could throw one more in for good measure, I'd include Joyce DeWitt in the conversation as well. I think she's wonderful. So thank you so much for the super chat, John. Here, let me throw you a little video love your way. We'll start with some Spider-Man, and then we'll end with some Shatner.
Someone is trying to embarrass me.
No, I thank you. And again, I thank you.
Let's go one more.
And now, it's time for a little dance, and here we go.
All right, you're a good man, John Collins. Appreciate the support. All right, let's do this. I've been meaning to share a video on my channel, and it's just a little unboxing from, I got a package from a community member named Thrash Pondo Ponds, and here's the unboxing. And Thrash Pondo, if you're watching this, I don't think you're on the live stream right now, but if you watch this later, thank you so much. Truly appreciate it. That's my new t-shirt. The man didn't need molded plastic to improve his physique. He was Pure West. Got a package from a Mr. Thrash Pondo Ponds. Excited to open it up. Let's take a look and see what's in this. Well played. It's tough to open. There we go. All right. Let's see what we have in here. It says, "Hey Dave, found this in my vintage comic collection. Thought it may be up your alley. Fan of the Cape Crusader that you are. Guessing a parody might make a good addition for your collection. Take a look at this. All righty. Sweet. Boris the Bear. Shadow of the Bat Bear. I love it. Oh my gosh, do I dare open it up and read it? I'm tempted. I am so tempted. But in the meantime, it might just go, I'll find a good place to display that behind me. You can see right there, I've got the YouTube silver play button. I've got all sorts of fun stuff behind me there. Let me scoot over this way. Yeah, there we go. There's a bit of a reflection, but there's some really cool things. The old Andy Griffith photo signed that Danny Staten sent me, and there's a autograph pic by Jerry Mathers that Pat McCormick sent me. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that. This is awesome. Thank you so much, Thrash Pondo. Truly appreciate it. Shadow of the Bat Bear. Love the back cover, too. That's awesome. Thanks again, buddy. Okay. Yeah, thanks, Thrash Pondo. Truly appreciate that. I haven't even pulled it out of the plastic yet. I'm kind of hesitant because it's a collector's item. All right, getting back to comments real quick. We had another super chat I wanted to get to real quick. It's from Larry Potter. Thank you so much, Larry. This is for John Ritter. Perfect choice. John Candy. Yeah, great dinner partner as well. That's another one. I loved SCTV. I grew up on SCTV. Great ones. Let me throw a little love your way here. Video love, that is. I'm going to go with some fembots, and then we'll finish it up with the church lady.
I have created the ultimate weapon to defeat Austin Powers. Bring in the fembots!
Here we go.
Well, isn't that special?
It truly is special. Thanks so much. Thank you so much. Hey, there were some other questions I wanted to get to. Someone asked if I had ever done a Hee Haw video. I haven't. I want to. Someone else asked if I've done a Shazam video. I have. I've done videos on Jackson Bostwick, who was the first Shazam, as well as some on Isis, the character that was kind of a spin-off from Shazam, but not really. Partner program is better said, on Saturday mornings on CBS during the 70s. Larry Potter, I think, asked if Heather O'Rourke was in Poltergeist. Yes, that is who we were talking about there. And someone else was talking about that they just watched the Paul Lynde Halloween special. Well, you got it. It's on YouTube, the whole thing. The Halloween 1976 Paul Lynde Halloween special has all sorts of great guests on it. Billy, what's her name from? It was Witchy Poo and H.R. Puffin stuff. I'm drawing a blank on her last name right now. And then the witch that was in The Wizard of Oz. You had Kiss performing 3 songs. You had Donnie and Marie on hand. You had Tim Conway. You had Ross Kelly. It's just a great, super cheesy, super corny television special. And it's got Paul Lynde in it. Someone was asking if I'd do any videos on Rockford. I haven't yet, but I want to. That was Jeff Sadin. And Marshall Loveday commented on The Boys. It's a book that I was actually gifted during the holiday season by John Collins. I definitely want to read that book. I think it looks phenomenal. And I think I talked about the Buck Rogers videos. Yeah, just do a search on my name and Buck Rogers. You'll find those, Starland. John H. says, I liked SCTV more than SNL. So did I. Let's see. Cindy D says, hey, Dave, where is my video on Christoph St. John? He was the little drummer boy in the racist episode of Happy Days. Holy cow. First off, I don't remember the request. Secondly, none of this rings a bell. I'll have to take a look into it, though. Probably because after these live streams, sometimes I forget about some of the things, and then I occasionally go back and watch the live streams again. I try to and read the chats again, but don't always remember. Christoph, let's see here, Kistoff? Is that it? Kistoff? Okay. We'll do some research, Cindy. But I don't know where it is yet. Let's see, those fembots, those crazy fembots. Let's do this. Billy Hayes. Thanks, guys. Billy Hayes, that's what I'm talking about. Let's do some speed trivia. Speed trivia today. Because I'm going to try to wrap this thing up in 10 or 15 minutes. But I've got 70s trivia for you. Let me bring it on to the stream. Here we go. Let's see how everybody does. I'll check scores. Let's do it after the 3rd and 6th questions. All right. First question. Who did Barry Williams play on The Brady Bunch? Feel free to just think about it in your head. Peter, Bobby, Greg, or Mike. Or you can put it in the chat. I don't care. Whatever works best for you. I'll give everybody just a little bit of time here. Let me throw on the clock here. I got a little clock here. And then we'll just keep moving. There we go. Who did Barry Williams play on The Brady Bunch? I'm only going to give you guys 15 seconds on this because it's been up for a while. Bobby, Peter, Greg, or Mike. And the correct answer is Greg. Okay, hopefully most folk got that. Let's move on to the next question. Question number 2. What was the name of Chrissy's cousin on Three's Company? Let me throw the timer in there. Was it Cindy, Janet, Lana, or Terry? Again, what was the name of Chrissy's cousin on Three's Company? Cindy, Janet, Lana, or Terry? You really can't beat Diet Coke, by the way. Good. Love that stuff. Actually, Justin, if you're still on the live stream, you'd be pleased to hear that I've switched over to Coke Zero. and I've grown fond of it. Oh, time to show the answer. Went too long. Cindy is the correct answer of Chrissy's cousin on Three's Company, played by Jenny Lee Harrison. Question number 3. What city did the Cunningham family, what city did the Cunningham family live on Happy Days or call home? I should just read it. Read it the way it said. What city did the Cunningham family on Happy Days call home? We'll start that timer. I'm only going to give folks about 15 seconds. Chicago, Milwaukee, Minneapolis, or New York? What city did the Cunningham family on Happy Days call home? Chicago, Milwaukee, Minneapolis, or New York? Correct answer is Milwaukee. All right, let's see scores. Let me take off the timer. Let's take a look at some scores here. Go ahead and throw them in the chat if you want to. We've got 3 questions in, so how you folks doing? How is everybody doing? Raj in 1938 says Gotham, by the way. I love it. Love it. John H is 3 of 3. Rob Aiken, 3 of 3. Shannon Burns, 3 of 3. Superplex, Superfan Superplex, 2 of 3. Superfan Retro Serial, 3 of 3. Hey, Ian. Hope everything's well, buddy. Always love to have you in the live stream. Larry Potter, 3 of 3. Superfan John Collins, 2 of 3. E. Scott Jones, 3 of 3. Darn family members, you got to be tough, Mike. Superfan Miles High, 2 of 3. Michael Walsh just got here, so you're 1 of 1. Nicely done. Maximus Prime, all 3. Todd McCreary, 3 of 3. Mike Silva, 2 of 3. Ravenscroft, 82, 3 of 3. Hey, Jim, good to have you with us. Danny Staten, all 3 so far. I haven't seen the Kiss comic book review. I'll check it out as soon as this live stream's over. Moab's 3 of 3. Tim the Enchanter, 1 of 3. James Bodnerchuk, 3 of 3. Hey, Strange Brew, good to have you with us. All right. Hey, it's Megapodtastic, my buddy Crazy Joe. Hope all is well, my friend. Thanks for joining us. A bit of an ad hoc live stream today. I had an extra half hour and decided to try to make good use of it. So, all right, let's keep moving. Let's move on to question number 4. Willie Ames starred in what classic 70s TV show? Was it 8 is Enough, Emergency, Family, or The Waltons? Again, the question is, Willie Ames starred in what classic 70s TV show? 8 is Enough, Emergency, Family, or The Waltons? And I'm going to cut it short here because this is speed trivia today. The correct answer is 8 is Enough. Keep moving here. Question number 5. We'll check scores again after question 6. Morgan Freeman appeared in what PBS educational program? Electric Company, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, Reading Rainbow, or Sesame Street? Again, Morgan Freeman appeared in what PBS educational program? Electric Company, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, Reading Rainbow, or Sesame Street? Lock in your answers, either in the chat or in your noggin, because here comes the correct answer is Electric Company. All right, one more before we check scores. Where did Three's Company take place? Was it in Miami Beach, Palm Springs, San Diego, or Santa Monica? Again, where did Three's Company take place? Miami Beach, Palm Springs, San Diego, or Santa Monica? A few more seconds to lock in your answers. While we're doing that, folks, if you haven't seen my new video on Here's Why Pinky Tuscadero Suddenly Disappeared from Happy Days, make it a point after the live stream to do that. I'm quite proud of it. I think it's a good one. All right, let me take off that clock here. Let's get an answer. The correct answer is Santa Monica. Hopefully most folks got that right. Let's see some scores, folks. Let's see some scores. Hey, superfan Tracy Roth-Myers. talk to you later. Good to have you pop in, even if it was just for a moment. Always a treat. And Rochelle B., the partly normal LMT. Good to have you here with us. Rob Aiken, 6 of 6. Superfan Superplex, 5 of 6. Scott Jones, 6 of 6. Mike Silva, 4 of 4. Strange Brew, 6 of 6. Shannon Burns, 6 of 6. So far, so good for Maximus Prime. Yes, Pinky was a great episode. Michael Walsh, 4 of 4. Miles High, Superfan Miles High, 4 of 6. You got them right. All of them right since you joined us. Awesome. Tim the Enchanter, 2 of 6. Ian, my buddy over at Retro Serial, 5.5 out of 6. Good job. James Bodnerchuk, 6 out of 6. And Superfan Spike has just missed one so far. Todd McCreary, 6 of 6. Lafayette Harris, 5 of 6. And Rochelle B. got the Morgan Freeman question right. Yeah, he was Easy Reader. Well, among other characters, but I remember him best as Easy Reader on the Electric Company. Let's see. The Brady Bunch was also set in Santa Monica. Awesome. John H. was 6 of 6. Larry Potter, 6 of 6, but you cheated on one. You know what? Cheating is such a strong word. Maybe you had a little bit of help. I won't hold it against you. John Holtz, 5 of 6. Talk to you later, Mike. Let's see. Superfan John Collins, 4 of 6. Mega Podtastic really knows how to defend his Deadpool fandom. And other streaming cadre did not give him enough credit. Absolutely. Very, very true. Terrell Eugene Bellinger, 4 of 4. Nicely done. All right, let's keep moving. We're going to go through the last 4 questions. No timer. We're going to go fast, and we're going to see how everybody does. All right, so let's get moving. Let's see. Question 7 is, what actress played Murray's daughter on the Mary Tyler Moore Show? Was it Helen Hunt, Jamie Lee Curtis, Jennifer Aniston, or Melissa Gilbert? I'll read it one more time, and then I'm going to give you the answer right away. What actress played Murray's daughter? Remember Murray? Gav McLeod on the Mary Tyler Moore Show. Helen Hunt, Jamie Lee Curtis, Jennifer Aniston, or Melissa Gilbert? The correct answer is Helen Hunt. Very young Helen Hunt. Nicely done to those who got that one correct. That's a tough question. Question 8. In the classic TV sitcoms Taxi, what was Louis' last name? Was it Louis De Palma, Louis Ewing, Louis Graham, or Louis Johnson? Again, in the classic TV sitcom Taxi, what was Louis' last name? Was it De Palma, Ewing, Graham, or Johnson? All right, just a few more seconds for folks to either lock in their answer in their heads or in the chat. And the correct answer is De Palma. For those that got it right, good job. You know your Taxi trivia. All right, question 9. In addition to arms and legs, what other part of Jamie Summers was bionic? Was it the brain, the ear, the lungs, or the nose? Again, in addition to arms and legs, what other part of Jamie Summers was bionic? Brain, ear, lungs, or nose? And just a second for folks to lock in their answers. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The correct answer is ear. All right. Nicely done for those folks that got it correctly. Got it correct, I should say. Question 10. What city did the TV show Policewoman, starring Angie Dickinson, take place in? Was it Boston, Chicago, LA, or San Fran? Again, your final question for this Sunday afternoon. What city did the TV show Policewoman, starring Angie Dickinson, take place in? Your choices are Boston, Chicago, Los Angeles, or San Francisco. We'll give folks about 5 seconds to finish this up, and then we'll see scores. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here is your answer. It's San Francisco. Good job to everybody who got that one correct. That might have been the toughest question of the bunch, but good job. All right, I'm excited to see scores. Show me your scores, people. Show me your scores. Let's do this. No, we don't want to do that. Let's do this. Let's just bring me back on screen. Let's see some scores. I'm waiting. Come on, folks. Let's see. Superfan Zuper was 8 of 10. Great job today. Retro Serial, my buddy Ian down there in St. George, Utah. What a feller. Check out his channel, folks, if you haven't. Retro Serial, the guy's great. 8 of 10, good job. Let's see. Terrell, Eugene Bellinger, of the 7 that he was here for, he got all 7 correctly. Good job. Correctly. Why do I keep saying that? Correct. Mo Obbs got 9 of 10. Good job, buddy. Rob Aiken, 10 of 10. Helen Hunt was a guess. Well, you know what? A guess is as good as if you know it. Or if you don't know it, but you get it right, guessing, you don't need to tell anyone it was a guess. Good job, buddy. Perfect score today. 4 of 10. Awesome, Tim the Enchanter. Thanks for playing. Sometimes, you know what? That's what you got to say. Danny Staten got them all. You know what? You don't surprise me, Danny. You've got an extensive knowledge of this stuff. Strange Brew, 9 of 10. John H, 9 of 10. Superfan Miles High, 7 of 10. Superfan Spike Spikerson, 7.3. Respectable score. Shannon Burns, 9 of 10. Got in late, Ruth. Ruth Ann, hopefully you're able to play a little bit with us. John Holtz, 8 of 10. Maximus Prime, 9 of 10. James Bodnerchuk, 9 of 10. Let's see. Sometimes you shouldn't second guess yourself, Superfan Miles High. Charlie Jordan, 8 of 10. Nimby Sepp, 8 of 8. Missed the first 2, so perfect score. Great job. Nicely done. Let's see. Lafayette Harris, 8 of 10. Terrell Eugene Bellinger, 8 of 8. Moonlight Hope Motel, 8 of 10. Matt Sweeney, 9 of 10. E. Scott Jones, 9 of 10. Kimberly Wiederhold joined us late, but had an awesome 75% correct. 3/4 of them correct. 3/4. Todd McCurry, 8 of 10. Missed the last one and gave no answer for Murray's daughter. Superfan John Collins, 6 of 10. More than half correct. Good job, buddy. Kenneth Wilkinson, 5 of 6. Let's see. Do we have any more comments here? Let me see. 8 of 10 for Nimby Sepp. Strange Brew, I'm glad you had fun. Love hanging out with you guys. I was happy to be able to carve out an hour today and do this ad hoc live stream. Terrell Eugene Bellinger, 9 of 9. He must be lagging a little bit because the score keeps growing. E. Scott Jones, 9 of 10. Marvel X42, tell me that great idea, but we're going to call it into this quickly, so pop it into the chat so I can hear about it. Let's see. I think that's it. I think that's it for the scores. Racial super fan Rochelle B, the partly normal LMT, says extensive knowledge. Too many rainy days growing up. For me, it was too many days playing hooky, pretending to be sick and staying home. Let's see. Thank you. Appreciate you being here with us, Maximum Prime. Have a great Sunday, James Bodnerchuk. Kimberly Wiederhold says 75% in high school. You and my wife. She does not think 75% is a good score at all. But for Dave Sundstrom, that was just fine. Larry Potter, 8 of 10. Good job. Nicely done. Don, thanks for your kind words. Really appreciate it. Glad you enjoy the videos. Nimby Set, thanks for stopping by. Maximus Prime says, I always look forward to your videos. You got my 80s crushes. Well, I try. Oh, okay. Well, maybe in a comment or something you can share it with me. If not, you can find my email address over on my channel. Just go to the About section. You can shoot me an email that way. Superfan Miles High, thank you, buddy. Good to have you here with us. Glad you enjoyed the quiz, E. Scott Jones. And Superfan Miles High reminds everybody to hit the like button. I would encourage that. That would be nice. I would appreciate it very much. Putting in a request for Joanna Lee. Okay. Or Jonah Lee. Yeah, have a great weekend, Shannon. Thanks for the kind words. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Thanks, folks. James, you got here late, but you know what? You can always catch it on the replay, buddy. Catch it on the replay. And Will's Cart Snowmobiles got a 7 out of 10. Good job. Good job. Will's Kills Snowmobiles. Okay. Said that wrong. All right, folks. You know what? Crazy Joe says, have I ever thought about doing a video on Corinne Bohr? Yes, I have. She made a couple appearances on The Flash that I really... and she had her own show. Wasn't she in the Guys on a Pizza Place show? Anyway, I liked her. I liked the show she was in. I've contemplated doing it, and just need to find the time, and she needs to work a little bit higher up on as I rank out all my potential videos that I'm working on. But thanks for the suggestion, Crazy Joe. Appreciate it. All right, let's do this. I'm going to turn my attention away from the comments for a minute and just look everybody in the eye and say, hey, thank you to everyone who who threw a super chat and showed their support that way today. I appreciate it. I really do. But I also appreciate just everyone. At one point, I think we had 107 people on this live stream today at one time. And just so great to have everyone here today in the engagement. A couple of quick reminders is before I say goodbye for the day, which is, first off, if you haven't watched my new video, Here's Why Pinky Suddenly Disappeared from Happy Days, please head on over to the channel and watch it. I'm proud of it. I think it's a good video, and I hopefully, for those of you that are Happy Days fans, you'll enjoy my update on Roz Kelly. And you know what? It's somewhat incomplete, but it's the best I could do. I'm also encouraging folks to be on the lookout for my next video, which will be published tomorrow on Larry Wilcox and Eric Estrada. My friend Terrell Bellinger suggested it not too long ago. And then I would encourage folks to be on the lookout for an announcement in my community section about the upcoming live stream. This Wednesday's live stream will not be on my channel, but instead will be over on Pat McCormick's channel. And we'll be talking about the Brady Bunch. So it's Pat's very first live stream. Should be a really good time. That's it, folks. I hope the rest of your Sunday's awesome, and I hope you have a great week. Take care, everyone.